yeah, Veronica Mars, I'm watching you. Private eye.
Hello and welcome to your podcast, Veronica Mars. I am Mr. Sinister's unhealthy obsession with the Summers Boys, Joe.
And I'm Travis. I am now fully covered medically by my work season. Oh, I don't know my last name.
Because damn it means something.
It means something.
No, but congratulations. That's
I just went in today to sign all the papers, and I'm now fully covered. So I'm going to the dentist and getting orthotics, and I'm very excited.
Because, your free healthcare doesn't include dental or vision.
Does not include vision, which I think is the stupidest thing. I think vision should be included for everyone, because it's pretty much if I don't have glasses, I can't perform worldly deeds. And that's the thing for a lot of people. Like, if you don't have glasses are hella expensive.
Yes. If you don't have like any sort of insurance, you're fucked. Before I would pay for my own insurance like monthly, and luckily it covered a big chunk of my glasses when I needed new ones. But on your own, you're spending like at least $300. And this is actually a really good segue into this week's episode, all about the failures of the American healthcare system.
Ooh.
Except you're Canadian, so...
No, it is. That is a good segue. I like that.
Let me look into this episode description.
Tell me iTunes deep descriptive summary.
iTunes deep dive into the series.
Veronica Mars is a woman.
Wow. It's just groundbreaking. Okay, so iTunes lets us know. Without any evidence to hold Veronica, Sheriff Lamb releases her from jail. Josh insists that he is being framed. That's it.
No, they don't even tell us who Josh is.
I think we got that from the last episode description, maybe? Maybe? Probably not. I don't foresee them doing that. What was the last episode called?
So, I do... Are you going to look it up? Are you curious now?
Post-game mortem. There we go. Yep, they did not mention him in the last one. The last one is no sooner has Wallace rejoined the Hearst basketball team when the coach, Tom Barry, is found dead.
So, as someone who, like I don't have an allergy, but my older brother does. He has a nut allergy. And I've seen him, go into shock and have to be, given, an EpiPen. They make it so, Josh is, got this... It was able to, fight back a horde. You're very weakened and very dazed after this.
A horde? A horde of what? Neptune's police department. But it's Sax. Sax looks malnourished.
You're very you're not really fighting your way out of something. It was just a very weird.
I get it. Well, maybe once they administered
your body's
the
trying to recover from almost dying.
Maybe he's used to it. Maybe he's practiced. Who knows? I wouldn't put it past him. But I feel like this episode really suffers from feeling like two different episodes.
Oh, it totally
not even
does.
two different. Not two different. Two different episodes. I was gonna say two different shows, but it's more two different episodes.
It's. The Valentine's Day thing made no sense. It just made no sense. I liked it. I
liked it a lot. Yes, it was my favorite part.
It was my favorite part of this episode, but it made no sense because it only happens for the first half of the episode, and then the second half of the episode it has nothing to do with. And there's no... It's weird. There's no crossing over.
Not at all. And
not even Veronica walking in and be like, "Ah, bitches, bye."
Solving a murder.
Yeah.
It's just Mac, Bronson, Parker, and Logan, going on a scavenger hunt.
for Valentine's Day.
And I wanted more of it. I thought only getting like
Yes!
2 clues was really lame.
And they all had really good chemistry together. Logan works really well without Veronica with the other 3.
I wanted to mention that. I really enjoyed, because I was kind of complaining last episode how Logan seems to be in his own world, and they're able to really bring him out into like the main cast this episode, and it didn't feel forced because he has a connection. Like, no matter what, you're gonna make connections with like your partner's friends. So he has a connection with Mac, and he has somewhat of a connection with Parker. So
yeah, and
works.
Bronson is a guy that likes girls, so like they have that.
And I also really like that Logan kind of just said yes, because I think Logan was. He also realizes he needs to kind of get back out into the world.
Yeah.
So it worked. It shouldn't have worked, but it worked really well.
And the only thing that like hurts it for me is how much they're trying to like set up Parker Logan.
But yes, it's weird and forced, but they actually have somewhat of a chemistry that works, as opposed to like Piz and Veronica.
Wholeheartedly agree.
But it was very much like, okay, we need to like hook up Logan and Parker because she's the blonde female in the cast.
She's like the closest blonde to Logan right now. Like, he needs to hook up with someone that's blonde.
I wish they would have used this storyline for like, I would have liked Veronica, and I would have liked the storyline if it was like Veronica, Logan, Mac, and Bronson. Like,
I guess, but what I enjoy about it is that we are getting Logan outside of Veronica.
Yes,
like, I think that's important.
Yes, but I mean, there sounds like if they were still a couple and like in a different,
like a little double date type,
like a little
situation?
double date. Because I think Veronica would have like, because Veronica's competitive, so she would have been like full for it, and then Logan would just be like, "Babe, like, it's okay,
calm down."
Because
like I feel wholeheartedly,
it felt very much like an early season.
Yeah, I feel like Veronica and Bronson would have like teamed up being like the super competitive too, because you can't have, I mean, I would really like for Parker to be there and Veronica and Parker team up to be like super competitive, but since it's a double date, like her and Bronson and then Mac and Logan have to just like sit back and be like, well, we'll figure it out slowly, we'll get there, guys. Like,
well, I love when Logan's like, I don't do math, and Mac's like, I'll do the math, and like they open up the clue and he's like, I'll drive.
Yes, he knows his strengths and he's working to them.
It also just looked like they're having fun. Like the Karma Sutra stuff was fun, and like of course Mac would be like the topper, of course.
And but they had to get the condoms or whatever, and she's like, oh, these ones, and he's like, it's a curse more than a blessing.
I don't understand why they all had to buy them. Why couldn't just one person buy them? Because I feel like a lot of wasted condoms. Just like a lot of waste, yeah. Like who would ever know?
Well, like we know Logan uses them. We've been told by plenty of people that Logan has.
I also would have liked Wallace in there somehow. I think Wallace would have been fun. Like instead of, I mean, not instead of Logan, but maybe instead of Bronson.
Well, then, especially since you're not doing the double date thing.
Yeah,
it would be nice to have Wallace there, because Wallace really wasn't much in this. Like, we'll get to it when we go to that.
I mean, technically everybody. I mean, I guess. I'm really glad Piz was not in this group, I have to say.
Thank God.
I'm glad he wasn't the one running it on the radio show, because I'm like, they could have easily done that, so I'm glad they didn't.
I actually forgot he was part of the cast.
Yeah.
Also, I always forget that Parker is from Denver. Like, whenever she mentions that, I was like, that's me. That's where I am living. Oh my God.
So speaking of Parker, so I guess they're just forgetting now that she's wearing a wig. Because, like...
she has really good glue. She has really good wig glue.
You're like you're not really jumping in the water. And when wigs get wet, they don't look like that. I don't understand why they didn't just cut her hair. Because it's been, like, a few months. I couldn't, like... Whatever. I would have bought it if it was, like, a bob or, like, a short pixie cut or something.
Just let her live.
Whatever. I'm like, okay, the rape storyline's over. Let's never bring it up again.
Ever again. Well, but honestly, I wish they would have thought of that at the start of season 3, but here we are. And then, like, the only other thing I really have about the scavenger hunt is I loved seeing Mac so comfortable with Branson when they finally had sex.
I do too, but I also wish, like, it's such a missed opportunity.
Bronson. Why did I say Bronson?
It's such a missed opportunity. They never really explored Mac's kind of like post Beaver trauma.
Yeah.
And like, I know it's not her show and she's like a supporting character, but that was like such a big thing, and it just would have been interesting to just like tiptoe into that.
Yeah, because
but that would require Veronica being like a good. I'm sure off screen, her and Mac really just like beat it out, and like because of Parker, Mac was able to move on with her life and like open up again. So thank you, Parker, because we all know Veronica wasn't doing that.
Oh no, it was 100% Parker.
All these yoga really just helped Mac like expand her mind,
and it also helped Bronson expand Mac, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Well, okay, on this diagram. All right, let's talk about Josh then. And
one more thing,
coach,
sorry, before
Barry.
we switch over. I just like that they were in third place. I love it.
Yes, that they didn't even win it.
And then I like that Mac takes the gift certificate. She's pretty much, she's just like, Logan, you don't need this, okay? Logan, you do not need this.
God, is so good. She's so great. Oh my god.
Okay, we can. I have that in my notes because it was just such a cute, like, it almost seemed like it was an improv thing, just the way she snatches it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
She's like, wait, why are you holding this? You don't need this.
You don't know.
I'm poor. I'm the poor one.
$50.
You and Veronica. You and Veronica keep acting like you're poor. We all know you're not. So that virgin test really I've sucked up all that money.
That's spent.
That was 4 years ago. All right. So we open up the episode with Veronica was arrested because she helped Josh escape with the peanut butter cookies.
This is like one of those weirdly iconic Veronica Mars moments.
Like,
I always forget it's in this episode.
Or her getting arrested.
When she's in jail.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, she wasn't actually arrested here. Yeah.
Yeah, when she's in jail, and then, like, when Keith shows up, those are very, like, in the Veronica Mars fandom, those images are used very often. And then I forget that it's in this kind of not great episode.
I know, right? I also like that Keith waits a moment before he realizes, like, or sees how serious the situation is before he like starts joking back with her. Like it's very Keith. It's
I like his like I thought this would be a lot harder on me.
He's like, I knew this day was gonna come eventually.
I also really like that Logan got in some like jabs in there too.
It's just like a round robin of like letting everyone come in and see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I don't quite understand why Logan was there, to be honest. Did they ever say why he was there?
It was actually, that was kind of the thing that tied the Veronica to them, is she needed to deliver something for Mac.
Yeah, but like, and why was Logan there? We just we see him in the police station, and he bumps into Keith, and it's kind of implied that he already knew Veronica was there.
Well, she called him.
Did she?
Yeah.
Why did Veronica call Logan?
To help Mac?
Why did she just not call Mac?
I don't remember!
I don't think Veronica called Logan.
Maybe not.
That's the one thing that was very weird. I'm like, they could have had the whole Logan thing be whatever. It was just very weird that Logan was even there on his way to see Veronica, since they were not a couple anymore. And it wasn't even like they were in the same class. So it would have been different if he was in the class with her when she got arrested.
Oh, that would have been fun. He would have had a ball with that.
He would have filmed every moment of that.
Yeah, hold on. I brought my video camera just in case.
I'm always ready for the day you get arrested. So aside, like, that, whatever. So that was always, I thought it was really weird. It was such a cute scene, but it didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. The whole, I love when, like, they finally, like, who wants to be released from jail? I do. It's a lot of really cute moments.
Like, yeah, her asking for, like, the cigarettes. She's like, it's currency in the inside ad.
Currency. So then, she's released. And, like, fucking...
Also, the fact that Lamb is, like... Lamb's just gonna keep you for as long as they can. He doesn't really need to. And but Veronica's like annoyed, but it's also like you kind of had a
you know this is gonna happen. You knew if he can make you stay the night, you're gonna stay the night.
I know, like, come on, Veronica, you brought this on yourself.
So last episode, I mistook Vinny for Cliff, and we actually got Vinny in this episode. So I just think I was thinking ahead here.
We had a lot of Cliff and a lot of Vinny in this episode.
And I love, like, Cliff when he first comes into Veronica in the jail, and Veronica's just like, Clifford, something wrong? And he's like, I just remembered I need to return KG to the video store. I'm like, that is wildly inappropriate with Keith right there, but...
Veronica's an adult. Okay, no, Veronica's not a child anymore, okay? Veronica got herself in jail.
It's just so good. I fucking love Cliff. So then, I
like when Keith is like, Vincent.
Veronica gets out, and then fucking Josh having Mason locked in his trunk to prove, like, the gun isn't, or like the gun is Mason's or whatever. Like, Josh is kind of going off the deep end. I get it. I understand. He's dealing with a lot, but damn.
It was weird that, Cliff drops off Veronica, but doesn't really see the shady man walk up to her and grab her.
Because that was quick. Like, it was... He had to see it in the rear view.
He didn't even look back. He's like, okay.
She's good.
I got this video to return. It is late.
I'm already at 4 days late fees. Like, if I don't get it there by 8, that's the 5th day, and can't do that, Veronica.
The Josh stuff was... I don't understand, because even Keith kind of makes fun of her when she's like, yeah, he tricked my trusting nature or whatever. And Keith's like, well, that's the first time anyone's fallen for that. No. I find it I find it weird that Veronica is just so trusting of Josh, because we've never seen this before.
Yeah, then there's nothing to, like, make it to where she has no connection to him. Like, she's more trusting of Mason than Logan.
She's more trusting of, than anyone that she's come up with. Like, any person she's helped. The only person she's been as trusting with is the dude from Mean Girls when he was part of the cult.
Casey?
Is it just because they're just tall white guys? Like, I get it, Veronica.
With, like, a dark hair, with, like, a dark bowl hair cut type of thing going on.
Yeah.
That's wild that's her type. That's why. So why haven't we been introduced to another guy that looks like that as, like, a permanent love interest?
Because I think that's what Piz was supposed to be.
But Piz does have the bowl cut too.
But Piz is short.
He was a little stonky guy. He had, like, a little tater tot build. Because he was, like, barrel chested. We got to see that in Private Practice.
We did get to see that in Private Practice. Well, we saw it first on Grey's Anatomy, and then we saw it again many times in Private Practice.
Oh, yeah, because the backdoor pilot. Yeah. It was a backdoor pilot with his pepperoni nipples. It's weird. So, I don't want to be that guy, but I always am, so I'm going to be. Lamb and Wallace have an exchange.
Oh, I did not care for this.
Okay, so Lamb says, I know you from somewhere. Yeah. Wallace responds, yeah, you told me to go see the wizard and ask him for some guts. Lamb says, well, did you? And the Wallace responds, yeah, he said to let you know you're the only sheriff in America who he considers a true friend of Dorothy. So for those who don't know, calling someone a friend of Dorothy is basically just calling them gay. Like,
and it's so weird because the writer for this episode is like a gay man,
and it's
basically like Wallace saying faggot without saying faggot, just because it's like network TV.
It's essentially Wallace being like, "You're gay,"
yeah,
and then walking away. Like,
because okay.
it was an unneeded, like, what, like, oh, this is Lamb's last episode, so Wallace and Lamb really need closure. Like,
well, okay,
we really need it.
So I feel like this was actually something that was supposed to be used in the pilot from Rob, and I feel like Rob Thomas put this line in there. Like, I'm not saying the gay writer couldn't. It was 2006, 7, whatever.
Yes, because there's a lot of bitches in this episode, I'll also say.
So, like, using gay is an insult to be like, oh, funny, is of the time, but, like, it's so tired.
It was just also so cringy, and you can clearly tell, like, no one was really, like, for it. Like, there was no, the way he delivered the line was very much like, I just have to say this.
Yeah, like, I'm getting this out. It's done.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
It was, and then even Veronica's reaction, I'm not sure if she was, like, impressed or just, like, Kristen Bell.
It looked like that's what they were
trying to. But Kristen Bell's also, like, very, like, LGBT supportive, so I think she's just like,
but
okay,
also,
Rob.
People that are that also, like, love to make Trump is gay jokes. And, like, that's funny. We got him. We got him, guys. We called him a gay.
I mean,
he hates that.
It is what it is. I just thought it was very weird, and it just stood out and was unnecessary, and that time could have been spent with, like, anything the other storyline.
I mean, I'm glad that they got that, like, scene together, like Lamb and Wallace, like a close. It was just stupid. Like, it was just a stupid line. Like, they could have left it. I don't know. They could have just changed that line, and it would have been fine. Because I do like that. Apparently, they haven't seen each other since the pilot. I don't know if that's true or not, but I liked that. I liked the full circle aspect of that. I just thought it was just a horrible line.
It was just horribly forced, and I just didn't. Yeah, I didn't care for it either, and it didn't work. It wasn't like it was funny. It wasn't like it was clever. Because, like,
yeah,
the friend of Dorothy thing, like, it is what it is. It can be used and it can be funny, but that just seemed like they really wanted Wallace to say fag, but they couldn't have him say it on network TV.
Also, it coming from Wallace, when Wallace has no gay friends, how would he know that? How would Wallace?
It would have been funnier if, like, any female character
yes,
said it.
exactly that.
Because, like, white women like to say that kind of stuff when they're, like, allies. It's okay.
Yes,
I have, like,
hunty.
a gay friend.
Yes, hunty. Slay. Drag her. Loves it. Also, with something that feels weird, I don't know the exact law of it, but the coach's doctor who was just like, oh yeah, he had this brain condition and this and this and this.
Also,
but, like,
why is this going to be news? Did, like, the doctor, after he was murdered, like, did nobody know? And the doctor's like, that's his secret to tell, not mine, unless some random male comes up and talks to me.
That's one secret I'll never tell. You know, you love me. And so corner.
Accused of having an affair with him. Also, would there be, like, there has to be medical records. You don't see a doctor on, like, the DL.
Well, it felt so, I'm pretty sure those laws expire once you're, like, dead or whatever. It just felt so weird that she's like, oh, he had this brain condition.
She's like, it's doctor.
Which, fair. If I spent, like, $1 billion on medical school, everyone would refer to me as doctor.
I
Especially
know.
If I was a brain surgeon. If I was a brain surgeon, bitch, listen.
When I worked at a bookstore years ago, we'd call people when their orders came in, and this one lady, every time we called her, we would because she always told us whenever we call, we have to address it as doctor or whatever, not her first name, not Ms. Doctor. So we'd always say, like, Ms. or her first name, because she was so rude to all of us. It was the little power we had.
I feel that deep in my soul.
And every time she'd complain about it and come in and complain about it, the manager would be like, you know, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then the manager would be like, can you guys just cut it out? She's like, a pain in the ass, please. And I'd be like, yeah, of course, sure.
So, we find out Veronica made Josh a new ID. He flees the country. He gets
the whole Josh thing was
his coins and DVD of Coach Barry.
It was, I don't know, like, what did you think of the whole, like, it it was so weird since this storyline. After I finished this episode, I was thinking about it, like how this parallels the Dean.
Oh, that's good because we have a podcast for you to listen to. This is the episode you chose to do that on too. Wow.
I just watched this episode for fun. This is the episode I watched over and over again. So, like, if you think about how this storyline kind of parallels the Dean storyline, how, like, the Dean, everyone's just assuming it's a suicide, but it's not. But this one, everyone thinks it's a murder, but it's a suicide.
Yeah.
Which would have been interesting if they, like, maybe commented on it, but it just kind of seemed like lazy. It just seemed like lazy writing, or just, like, weird.
Coincidental writing?
Coincidental writing? Yeah.
I didn't put that together for some reason. I really should have, but
because it's weird. Because like everyone was just so gung ho about it being like a murder, and I'm like, did no one? I mean, I guess maybe because it is the sheriff's department. Like, no one went into any kind of medical history or something. It just felt very. I don't know. And then for it to be a suicide just felt very, like, out of left field, which, like, it's a twist. It's like, it wasn't a very good... This was not a good two-part twist.
It was a suicide done by someone else, so at least there was that.
Okay,
at least, like, it was staged as a homicide.
A murder.
Yeah, but it was like a euthanizing. That's what it was. It was euthanizing.
But here's also the thing. Like, that's not how that works.
Yeah, it is now.
You can't just be like, hey...
You try living with the American healthcare system.
I'm just saying. Like, there just seems to be no consequences to anything. And then the coach, the assistant coach being, like, looking just like Josh was... I don't know. It
kind of felt like they were going into the story like that was his real dad, was, like, the assistant coach. Because
I assumed he was going to be, like, his
him.
gay lover.
I would have went with uncle, but...
I mean, it is the army.
To some of us who is...
Burn! You just been burned by the Canadians, American Army.
First and only time that'll happen.
Whatever.
So yeah, Josh's dad set it all up so he can collect the life insurance policy money. Which, no, I mean, honestly...
It's fraud.
You're such a bitch! The way you're so horrible. We stan Coach Barry for
Do we
doing
know
that.
why...
Also, he doubled it before, like, killing himself. So, or, like, if it's a homicide or whatever.
Can we talk about his wife getting the gun? Can we just talk about how overdramatic and
I have that written on
was?
It's like, I was just getting it to show you.
She, like, pulls it out of the dollhouse, hides it in her, like, pocket. Oh, Mr. Mars. Mr. Mars.
It was entirely that. And I was like, ma'am.
I just need to show you something.
Click. She, like, pulls back the... Mister, I'm just showing it to you. My God, you're so paranoid.
I don't even know how to use a gun. You just pull the trigger.
Which fair, Keith? Like,
what's a gun? It's just like a normal person would have been like, "Okay, Keith, you want to come with me? I need to show you something."
Yes.
Put your hand in the dollhouse. Also, how did no one find that if they did a search of that house?
Why would they check the little house?
I'm gonna buy a dollhouse and hide all my drugs and stuff in there.
Sir, that'll only work in America.
You're right. You're right.
Plus, it's America, so they're gonna storm into your house and then shoot you, and then it just doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna say it, but you're right. Anyway.
So let's start with the Dean O'Dell storyline, where we're at here in the Landry and Mindy.
No, so I have a couple more Josh notes. Sorry.
Oh God.
Sorry.
What do you have?
I just found it really funny that even though Veronica like unties what's his name like from the trunk of the car, she's still kind of like giving him like the third degree, and it's like
she still hates him. She still like, fully hates him, and Veronica, I love it.
But you still 100% trust the white psychopath who just tied him up in the car, but he lied to you about a gun, so he's the monster in the story.
He was also a dick to her last episode, so you know what?
You know what? Because Veronica was a dick to him.
He was also mean to Wallace, but he was mean to Wallace. And that supersedes anything.
Okay, but Veronica wasn't even a part of that, okay?
It doesn't matter, that's her bestie.
Whatever, it's not like Veronica knew.
Ride or die.
Okay, whatever. I just thought it's very weird how they pick and choose where Veronica's niceness comes, but like, it's... They were also supposed to believe she's like this badass, but is very trusting, but not.
Only to those wafy, tall.
I'm still really angry
boys.
she made him cookies, to be honest. I'm not over that.
That was a form of intimacy that that was like legitimate intimacy.
A part of me is happy it wasn't snickerdoodles because I would have lost my shit.
We would have stopped the podcast.
But it was still...
We would have just skipped to season 4 at that point. Like, we don't need this.
I know.
Time jump, guys.
Yeah, I guess that's all that's the only other thing I had left to say was...
That's all you... I have a couple things. Mason in the trunk.
I just want to point out how very 2006, 2007 this episode is, because it's very much like... The way they treat race and stuff like that, it's very of the time. Because watching these episodes and shows back then, it never really crossed my mind about like diversity and all that stuff. And I don't want to say I'm woke, but just as you get older and expand your mind, it's like...
Well, you also... It's not even that... I hate the like, you have to be woke to understand, like, racial disparities, like, throughout the world. Like, and because it's used, like, in such a negative term, like, oh, you're woke, you're just... You're the PC police, or whatever the fuck the word, I don't know. Is that redundant? Anyway, like it's just like knowing shit. It's just like what it is. It's facts at this point. Like it's nothing. To deny it would be just not even beyond ignorant, because the information's like at your fingertips.
Well, because I think the show,
especially our generation, especially with our generation,
I think the show really rides on it being like a female lead, so that's like as diverse as it needs to be.
Fair. A lot of shows did
that, because that's kind of how Buffy like ran.
Yes,
no one ever talked about how like the lack, but it at least had Buffy.
Like it was able to.
It had wood in season 7.
That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say at least like. It had white feminism within it. Like, it didn't have intersecting feminism, but, like, Veronica Mars hardly has that.
Yeah.
Like, and there were some, like, queer politics being discussed within Buffy as well. Like, at least Buffy had its merits of bringing something new for the time it was out.
Okay, yes, this is true. I think Veronica very much has tried to handle these subjects. It has failed.
It could have, like, it could have taken it to that next step, and then it just
the whole
didn't.
Feminist rape storyline could have been like a whole better situation.
The whole Veronica rape story.
The whole Veronica
situation.
The whole any insert female character here rape storyline of Veronica Mars could have been dealt better.
Rob Thomas stopped talking about rape challenge.
I will say, I don't think anyone was raped on iZombie, and that was really refreshing.
That's because Diane runs that shit.
Well, I mean,
she's like, no.
I will say, the whole kind of metaphor of iZombie was she was turned against her will, so it was very, like, actually rape metaphor-y, I will say.
In the pilot, and he wrote the pilot, so whatever.
Yeah, okay.
She worked with what she had. So, I really...
Let's go to the Dino Del style.
Really love that Landry, like, he kind of comes at Keith with, like, the whole, like, oh, your daughter interrogated me type thing. But I love that he just wants the best for Veronica at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't feel disingenuous.
But it also worries me when grown men take interest in young women's lives.
That is fair, also considering he likes to sleep around. Yeah, that's fair.
Especially since we learned he slept with students, right?
I believe so. There was someone before Mindy. We know that.
Yeah. But you're right. I do like it. I like how it kind of annoys me that Keith kind of takes it as like a joke. And I'm like, okay, Keith, remember the way you acted here, because he is right. Veronica is better than being slumming it as a PI, and we know in like 10 years where she's going to be.
Right back where she was. Oh, that hurts. That sucks. That sucks for her character. But by the end of it, she's not. Okay. Oh, God. Where to even start with this? So
there's so much going on. And again, I wish the Josh and his dad stuff was all last episode. Because there's like 3 storylines going on in this episode, like 3 very distinct.
You don't need the Josh stuff in this episode. You could have had Veronica going between the scavenger hunt and helping Keith with Landry.
Well, as much as I would have been the scavenger hunt, it feels very much like we need something on the CW for the promo. Because I feel like they promoted the scavenger hunt for the episode promo than the actual storyline. Because the promo's like the scavenger hunt's very fun and like on theme for the holiday, but it just kind of came and went.
And okay, so one thing that I really felt with this mystery and I enjoyed is when Veronica goes to like watch TV and there's like a sports game there that's like ran too long, like instead of what she wanted to watch, and she's super annoyed at it. I'm like, oh my God, I felt that. Like,
especially since UPN and the CW would do that all the time.
Yes, and TNT used to like do like insane amount of like Angel reruns, and that's how I watched Angel for the first time. The amount of times a basketball game would fucking cut into the first like 10 to 15 minutes of that episode of Angel would piss me off. I'm like, I fucking hate basketball. It's so stupid. And I was always too short to play anyways. I really hated it.
Chill. It was a very weird like eureka moment, like,
but it felt real.
I know what happened. Like,
oh my God!
It was like just one of those moments. But how the timeline was all changed and everything, and then like I totally forgot that they even got that clue about the guy with the space ghost. And then all I remembered was your little rant about space ghosts.
Oh my God! It was not even a real cartoon. It's just annoying.
Because I feel like this storyline, this mystery is forcefully being like spread out. Because isn't the next episode it's all solved?
Yes, yeah. Next episode concludes everything with Dino Del. I loved with Bontando getting Cliff as a lawyer, like I'm bringing back really Cliff into it.
Annoyed at Cliff. I know he was doing his job, but like, I don't know.
I loved the
worked really hard to make sure like it was very weird.
I really liked the where he does whatever spiel and then Lamb's like, "Is that it?" And Cliff's just like, "For now."
Yeah,
I liked that.
Where they're going with the storyline, it just felt like I understand getting rid of Lamb for like whatever reasons you need to get rid of the actor. I get it. Like he was also like let go of I want to say Bold and the Beautiful or one of those shows for a very toxic behavior. And like I get it. You want to get rid of actors. This just felt like very weird and forced because we don't really like see him die. I wish he would have just died then and there.
Instead of it like being him dragged into the hospital and that, and then we don't. Yeah,
and the whole like I smell bread thing was weird.
I get like I guess it's a MASH reference, and it's still stupid to this day. It's still stupid. I'm sorry, like, but it's stupid. Like, I'm glad they killed him, whatever. But like, I smell bread. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. I also forgot that he gets taken out with a baseball bat. Like, I, for some reason, thought he got shot. So, like, when Bontando comes out with the baseball bat, I was like, holy shit. Like, damn.
And, like, you see, like, the blood coming from, like, behind his head. It was... Yeah, if you want to get Keith as sheriff, which seemed to be, like, the goal, like, I don't know. People sometimes have very, like, think characters shouldn't die or whatever, but I don't care. Kill off any character you want. I've had enough tragedy watching TV to know no character's safe. Just kill them all. That's why I stopped.
Let God sort them out.
You can't get attached to characters on TV because most likely the moment you love someone, they're dead. Like that's kind of what like I've been taught. Joss Whedon has kind of made that very clear.
Yeah. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
But like, I also feel like if you want him to die in the line of battle, just make it not the line of battle, the line of work. Just make it more interesting.
Line of duty.
Line of duty is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah,
make it more interesting.
It felt like they were trying to, like, getting him with the bat, like they were going to make it extend like an episode, like whether or not he was alive or dead, in which I would get. But then the fact that, like, it's not even 5 minutes later, and it's like, oh, he's dead.
Like, yeah, because basically Veronica comes in, and it's like, Lamb's in the hospital. He dead. 2 seconds later. I wouldn't like the idea of him getting, like, paralyzed or, like, hurt. Or I think would have been more interesting.
But they needed to get rid of him.
I know. I still think, like, yeah, I get it. I still think character-wise, it would have been more interesting if Lamb was, like, disgraced.
Well, I'm sure they wouldn't have.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure they wouldn't have killed him if Michael Mooney wasn't, like, a piece of shit.
But I don't understand. Was it just, like, this year he was a piece of shit? Like, he became a series regular?
I think it, like,
went to his
came
head?
out into the light, like, his actions at other places, too. Like, this is a series of things? I don't know. I
they've
can't
been working
remember. Either
with
way.
him for 2 years, so it's one of those, like, they must have known. It's
Maybe.
like, set behavior doesn't, like...
Oh, God, yeah, that's fair, yeah.
It's not like Alyssa Milano was troubled just that one time. Or Shannon Doherty was troubled just one time. Like, it's like when I always find it really weird when people are surprised what happened on Charmed. I'm like, but there's like a history of this in like other things.
But but also we take everyone's side but Alyssa. Like, I'll take Shannon's side in this. I'll take Rose's side. I'll take Holly's side.
And maybe not. I think they all were problematic, except for Holly.
Except for Holly. Except for Holly. That's why she's just in the middle and friends with everyone. She's
I
like,
think everyone else is probably... Especially, like, because Alyssa and Shannon were both kind of, like, stars of their own shows, and it's like, whatever, you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just, like, a waste of it's just a waste of a character for Lamb. Like, I don't know.
That's fair. I think they could have done it better. They could have done it better.
Or just like, I don't know. He left town. I would have been okay with him being disgraced out of town.
Oh, that would have been funny. Just like booed out of town. Like, boo, boo earns. Boo earns.
Yeah. Like, think of
that would be sex.
The Simpsons when like the real Skinner's like on the train and they just
Yes.
Like, they would have been a Simpsons reference. It would have worked out fine.
It would have been beautiful.
I don't understand how Keith becomes like sheriff. From what I understand, I don't think that's
he's
how it
acting
works.
sheriff.
It was weird.
Acting like the commissioner would assign
Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon would come in and be like, Bruce, I need you to be sheriff real quick.
Do you know how angry I'd be if I was any other cop in that department? Like, he's not even a cop. He doesn't even go here.
But he was the last time this department ran well. Shut up.
Did it, though?
Yes, it did. I'm going to defend that up until
it's like
the Kings.
I would want to like Inga to be the new sheriff.
Oh my God, Inga. Actually, they could have just used this. No, never mind. Not even going to get into it. Dismantling.
I did like the weird, like, I don't know, twist, I guess, but when he walks in as sheriff, because I guess that was a surprise for people who didn't know it was going to happen.
Ta-da!
And then Mindy's like, Mr. Mars, and he's like, Sheriff.
Sheriff? Actually? Ma'am?
And then, like, we learned that, and then Weevil finds, like, the bloody clothing.
Weaves. Okay, his, like, boss or whatever was a little too much. Like, we get it. We get it. He sounded like, what's his face, who played Mario in, like, not the movie, but the TV show? The wrestler?
Yeah.
Lou something? He was giving me big that vibes, and I was into it, but also
it's very,
it was a lot.
Yeah, it was also, again, they're trying to, like, set up so much for this mystery, and it's not interesting. There's now so many things on the board for who killed Dean O'Dell.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you ready for some segments?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
As kind of a side project, I dispense fashion advice.
Fashion In this segment, we like to talk about the fashion of the episode, what we did like, what we didn't like, what was kind of there, and maybe what was repeated a little bit. I liked a couple things in this, and I was a little shocked. Parker's, like, she had, like, a peach knit and then, like, a peach camisole under it or something. Some, like, undershirt under it. I thought she looked really good there. Like, the peach looks really good against her skin and hair.
Her wig really stood out.
Her Aryan race, it really looked good against it. Logan had a black... Logan had a black turtleneck zipper sweater.
Yeah.
I have something like that, and I really loved it. Like,
it reminded me, actually...
Looks better on him.
It reminded me... And when I saw it, I'm like, he just took that out of the closet because Duncan left it.
Yeah, it does look like a Duncan. Yes, it does. I liked the competing team's matching outfit with, like, the red and white and the little Cupid.
That's why I would have liked more of that, because I would have liked more of these little groups that were going on. Yes. I assume they won. They won.
Oh, they demolished the competition. You don't come in with matching shirts and get third. It's like, sorry.
Yeah. I would have liked but I know it's like 2007, just one, like, maybe same-sex team, just to, like, in the background hidden there, so you had to really look for it.
Oh, look, there's some homos.
It is a
Love
college.
that for us.
It's a time of experimenting.
Everyone's experimenting. And then I'm kind of ambivalent about Logan's green button-up that he wears to, like, the pharmacy when he gets the condoms. It has this weird pattern on it that I'm not a really big fan of, but the green looks good on him.
I was just really upset we didn't get to see, like, soaking wet Logan. We had to wait until, like, season 4 for that.
4 after he lost his ass.
Yeah, but, like, you know what? I know he lost his ass, but he, like, made up for it in other places.
Yeah, he did. Oh, little James Bond coming out of that water. What do you have?
He just won't be able to play Nightwing, but he can do other things.
He can play Tim Drake. It's fine. Tim Drake had no ass.
He can play Red Hood.
Jason Todd. There you go. Yeah, we even need an older person.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I really liked Veronica's red turtleneck at the end of the episode, and she had, like, a jean skirt and, like, black tights and black leather boots. It was a look, and I really enjoyed it.
It was a statement. It was a statement piece, and I was here for her speech.
Nothing else really, like, popped out to me. Even I'm really surprised.
Wasn't much.
Nothing that Mindy wore really amazed me. And usually she's
was looking through that.
She's on points.
I actually went back through screen caps and I was like, was there something I missed? Like, so yeah, I was,
because usually Mindy looks like she's
the new Celeste. She's the new Celeste.
Yeah, I mean, she wishes
not
she
as
was
good.
The new Celeste, but
kind of like what's her face trying to be the new Meg? Oh my god. From, like, a virgin. Pam.
Oh, Pam.
Pam. Yes.
No, not
the Pam.
Isn't Pam the other one? I can't remember. Anyway.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
okay,
about
if that's all you got, let's move into the next segment then.
These are the jokes.
Look at you get all snappy with it. I love it. In this segment, we like to talk about our favorite quote of the episode and talk about it a little bit more. What do you have, friend?
So all of Veronica's ice puns when Keith finds the gun in the freezer.
Why is there a pistol in the freezer?
Because there's this guy, see? And I want to put him on ice. Because revenge is a dish best served cold. Because I want to commit murder in the 28th degree.
Stop.
It was funny because Keith is just like, Veronica, I need you to shut up.
I need to know why there's a gun in our freezer.
He's like, I played along when you were in prison or jail or, like, whatever, but, like, you're at home now.
You can be quippy. I just need an answer. And Veronica should just been like, well, why was there a rat in our freezer, huh?
And he told her. So my favorite quote is also Keith adjacent. It's when Keith first sees Veronica in jail, and he's like wondering if she's guilty.
I didn't help Josh escape. Not intentionally. Turns out he's allergic to peanuts. His plan was to take advantage of my kindness.
It's got to be the first time that's worked for anybody.
And it's so trying. Because it goes back to, like, what you were talking about. Like, why is she, like, so kind and trusting to this man? Like, Wallace is probably jealous. Like, really? You just met her and she's this trusting? Like, I had to wait a whole year before she told me what happened to her. Like,
did she open up about her rate for you on the first date?
Like, it's oh my god. Yeah, I love that quote, though.
It was weird. And that's why I think the story kind of fell flat, is it didn't feel true to the character.
Yeah.
It would have, if this was like a character that was introduced early on, or if this was like whatever Piz, and this was like the story they wanted to go with him, it would have been more interesting. Like an established character, but he was not an established character. Yeah. It would have even worked better for Mason. I would have bought it more with Mason, because at least he was in episodes and kind of started having a rapport with some of these characters.
Mm-hmm. Then let's go on to not our last segment, our second to last segment.
Go Pirates!
MVP, our most valuable of pirates. In this segment, we like to talk about the character that we thought did the best for the episode. Who do you have? Who do you thought was valuable piratey?
This surprises me. I'm going to give it to Logan.
I mean, he was like the clutch of the scavenger hunt, so I
just really enjoy it. This is the Logan I like, where he's fun. Not like, he's fun. He's fun. It's a fun Logan, and I like that he's interacting with other cast members
that are not Veronica or Dick.
They're not Veronica or Dick, and it's not like,
oh, Dick wasn't in this episode.
I mean, I would have loved Dick in the scavenger hunt. Like, that would have been a whole other thing, but it would have been a mess.
We need a second scavenger hunt episode. We need a part 2 of that.
It was just, yeah, it was really fun to see him not be a mopey little bitch. Because this felt like, I also just like Logan. He's not as hard and like as rough as he used to be. He's like, okay, maybe as a human being, I should make some friends.
You know, and it's good for him. He needs that.
And also just, I like him and Mac. They have very little screen time together in general, but they're like very like, they feel very much like how someone, like, you're friends with like your partner's friends. Like, you're not really friends, but you still have jokes.
Yeah. You have your own little type of relationship. Yeah. I'm gonna give it to. If you're gonna do Logan, then I'm gonna give it to Sax. For letting Bontando get a hit or two in before shooting him.
Oh, I felt so bad when he like I was gonna mention that, but like his reaction when like he doesn't know what to do with Lamb down, like, it was kind of sad.
I know. It was heartbreaking.
But it also shows how Lamb is not a good like leader, because he hasn't taught his team how to like react in like high stress situations. And we all know Sack just like secretly was like in love with Lamb. It's like, he was at the end of the day like his Smithers to Lamb's Burns, and he's never gonna get. I mean, I'm sure Sax has had that sweet release a few times, like drunk Lamb, get him, whatever. So,
well, Sack's about to die in like 7 episodes too, so
that's the one thing I hate about the movie. Not the one thing I hate about the movie.
No, that was my biggest hate of the movie.
It just made no sense, because I would have loved him in season 4 in like the new dynamic of the police department.
Would have been great. So then let's move into our last segment.
Pirate points are earned by being a contributing member of the school.
Pirate points! In this segment, we figure by the time we've gotten to the end of the episode, you know whether we liked it, hated it, fell somewhere in between. So instead of giving it a numerical score or a letter grade, we like to say how many pirate points the episode hath earned. So we both kind of didn't give pirate points last episode because it was a 2-parter.
Because we were so
definitely not a cop out. Definitely not a cop out on our end at all. So I am actually gonna give it what I was gonna give the last episode, which is 4 jars of Logan's urine, which not great for some, great for others. So, you know, it just depends on who you are, whether or not this episode was good. Some people would like to take that shower. Not I, but it would be cool to have a millionaire's couple jars of a millionaire's urine. So what are you giving it?
I'm gonna give this episode enough pirate points to kill off a problematic white male 3 years after hiring him.
They probably didn't know he's problematic till year 2, though.
Like, it's weird how, like, perfectly he fits the character, because I'm pretty sure he was just like, am I acting?
They're like, wow, damn, Michael, this guy Michael is just great. He's, like, embodying this character. And they're like,
I know.
Oh, all right. So with that, do you have anything else?
I will say, I wish this was the end of the Lambs in general. I know we get a brother in the movie, which was stupid.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
I don't know. This episode seemed like a waste of time. Does that make sense?
It somehow felt fillery without actually having stuff to do with the case, but it still felt like filler.
It felt like a 2-part filler, but actually gave us a lot of actual storyline. This is really weird.
Yeah. I completely... I see what you're saying.
But I have high hopes for the... I do recall, like, the last 5 episodes of season 3 being, like, somewhat promising. I could be incorrect.
I remember the last 2 being good, and the 3 leading up to that were like, oh, okay, you're doing something.
I mean, we only have 5 episodes left, which is...
We have 6 episodes left. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 6.
Oh. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I guess. No, I'm just looking...
Counting, it's hard for gays.
No, because I'm looking at IMDb, and I guess they didn't have, like, a opening credits in the last episode, so I don't know. Never mind.
So, anything else? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm ready to, like, be done with this.
6 episodes left. I can't believe we're there. In the meantime, make sure you are subscribed to the podcast. That way you don't miss any of these episodes while we continue the final stretch of Veronica Mars, because I swear to God, we are not stopping. We are finishing this goddamn season in this goddamn stretch. Come hell or fucking high water. Oh, I do not care.
I will be on my deathbed, and I'll be recording fucking A Bitch's Back, okay?
We need to get to season 4. Badly.
And by the time we finish season 4, they're going to announce a season 5, and it's going to be perfect.
I will throw myself off a building.
I'm Joe.
If you would like to follow the podcast on social media, we are on Instagram and Twitter at veronicamarspod on both of those. If you want to follow me personally on Twitter, you can find me at Ojo. That is OHJEAUX. Travis, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on social media at Travis Truitt. That's Travis, then TRUANT.
Perfect. And with that, we will see you all next week with Veronica Mars Season 3, Episode 15, A Papa's Cabin. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye. I love you.
Bye.
You tried to save Veronica Mars. We get it. Girl detectives are bitchier than regular detectives. Not into it.